Okay, I think we're technically live. This camera angle is horrible though. Unless I was solo streaming, in which case, what's up everybody? Rifkin here to carry the show.
The monitor was
Solo
left in
style.
this way.
We're gonna be casting
But someone
best of
moved it.
fives today. I don't
Whatever.
think that angle's gonna work. I think we gotta just that more. There we go.
I mean, I'm okay with this. I just the monitor was probably more to the left and still tilted. It was never this clear for me.
Yeah, this is gonna be a weird angle for me to look at. I might just like observe off of this type thing or something. I don't know.
Just move the monitor to the left. Hold your monster.
Hold my beer. Hold your unnamed drink that's not related to this unsponsored thing.
I mean, the stream's unsponsored, but
Yeah, this is actually sponsoring DreamHack.
DreamHack is sponsored by them.
All right. So give us a sec here while we're doing just setup, dudes. We will actually be good to go here shortly, I hope. I'm just trying to think. Okay, so we got Twitch alerts now. We got BitBoss working. Is there anything else we need to authorize before?
Team Liquid.
I can't do Team Liquid. It's the only thing I can't do.
Then your butt.
All right. Cool. My butt. You want to authorize it for me?
God, no. It's
Alright,
gross. Why would you do that?
I saw tuning on. I'm pretty sure they didn't start without us, right?
No. I mean,
I don't think they can anyways.
yeah.
Hey, Dares. Nice shirt, by the way. Come here for a sec. I want to show your face off. We're live. This is Dares. This is our wonderful badmin. If you guys have been enjoying things like the Coister Cups and the BTSLs and other miscellaneous events, this is the guy to thank for it. He's actually adminning for DreamHack today, which is really cool. So, good job, man. Now I hope to ask a favor. Is Cyril here yet? Okay, I guess just let him know that we'll be casting him and let us know the maps when he's ready. All right, so we got I think 4 best of 5s today, which means we're not gonna have like the craziest longest cast of all time, but it's Tutoring versus Cyril, Ayasunu versus Special, aka Major, Cham versus Probe, and Nurcho versus Jon Snow. Nurcho versus Jon Snow is the one name on this list that really stands out to me, though, because Jon Snow was not one of the players I thought was going to make it through. He got O2'd by Hearthstone, then somehow brought it back and destroyed Hearthstone in the finals of the group.
Yeah.
Like, that was, that in my mind, in every way, that should have been like Nurcho versus Hearthstone, not Nurcho versus Jon Snow. So, kind of cool to see that NA hype. He had a really good interview afterwards, I felt, too, and we'll see how he does today. Breaker, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. Long-time watcher, first-time sub. Hey, man. Welcome to the family.
Hello.
Actually, I don't have Twitch alerts open. That's what we need open. And before the BitBoss things all broke up. Won't work no good.
It's always broken.
I know. All right, well, anyways, like we said, 4 best of 5s. We don't have a lot of selection. We've been given the matches ahead of time. I just gotta move some of this stuff around here. Where did I put my hand sanitizer? That's the real question right now. I do believe I'm getting a little bit sick. So what'd you get up to last night, Zombie?
Then go away.
Well, not like sick.
Nah. We went on an adventure. Except not really. We went out to a place called Go Nuts, which is just a place that sells nothing but like donut themed dishes. So if you want something healthy, that's definitely the place to go. And I got a salad. The salad was like this big, smaller, this big, and then the donut was like this big. So I didn't really, you know, it was like, I don't really like donuts that much.
I had a 4 a.m. wake-up call.
Why?
I love my roommate to death, but she is so adorable and dumb.
All right.
So, she was out late, and that's fine. I have no problem with that, and she didn't wake me up necessarily when she came back in. What she did, though, was she was too considerate, and what happened was she didn't want to pull out the couch and use the bed because she was afraid to make too much noise and wake me up.
Okay.
but the I guess the cleaners put the covers in the bed when they folded it up, so she had no covers.
Uh-huh.
So she was trying to sleep under a towel, but she got really cold from the AC, so she got up and turned the AC off, and getting really warm is what woke me up.
Ah.
And then I'm like, Stacey, are you awake? She's like, yeah, I'm sorry. Why? Did I wake you up? I'm like, I don't know, but are you not using the bed? She's like, no. And so I'm like, wait, what? And I realized, because day one, I had to help her pull it out. She couldn't actually pull it out of the couch.
Oh, they pushed it back in?
Yeah. So
oh, why?
Exactly. So, so like, oh, you're so adorable, but I hate you because I'm awake at 4 a.m. I went down to IHOP and had a weird adventure. On the way, I met a homeless guy who followed me all the way there.
Oh, great.
It was a little bit weird,
Yeah.
but I ended up just having a casual conversation with him about birds.
Cool.
A lot of fucking birds.
Talk about the pigeons in the convention center?
Yeah, yeah. And then in IHOP, I sat across from one of the CSGO players who was playing, and I didn't say hi or anything, but I recognized him. I was like, oh, that's kind of neat, I guess.
Sure.
Had some chicken tendies, and then walked home. But the IHOP around here, have you been there?
No.
It is like right on the edge of the highway. Like, there is no safe way to walk to that IHOP.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a reason we never went for it.
Well, I just thought, I don't know. I don't imagine you put it in a building that's probably heavily trafficked, right on the edge of the highway.
I guess. I don't know. We ended up going to that Go Nuts place, and then Tempo kept, like, getting blown up to go to, like, this place, and initially we were going to go with him, but then Fear Dragons let's go to this place called The Container or something like that. I don't remember. And we ended up going with Fear Dragon, and it was a 20-minute walk past the convention. He's near the convention center. It was past the convention center the other way. And like you had to pass like a bunch of construction. And then it is a cool idea of a bar because it has like, it's like shipping containers, like those huge metal things, just like stacked on top of each other. But there's like a huge open pit in the middle that people were like, there were just like so many people just like smushed in there. And it's not AC, like it's not a room, it's outside, but they have some of the containers as like segmented rooms with AC, but surprisingly no one was in them. They were just like, they were better off in the hot, humid weather, just all like bunched up against each other. And I was like, me and Frederick just basically got in there, we looked at each other and they're like, we don't want to be here. Oh, they have maps.
Yeah, here, I'll write it in game. Thanks, there's.
Yeah, so that was our adventure, so we just went home after.
Hey, dude, I can read,
fine.
it's fine. Badman. Proxima, and then what's that last one? Cactus. Alright. I'll host this up. Thank you very much, my friend. Yo, Dares, I don't see him or tutoring in the channel. Dares. I don't see him or tutoring in the channel.
What?
I don't see him or tutoring in the channel.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, so it looks like we're going to be getting this up in just a moment. So we got Newkirk first. We got Caster A, and then we got to grab the players. Hi, Tutoming. What's up, buddy? I'm here. Actually, I was really sad. Yesterday I didn't get to find him, but I was really looking for time. I want to say hi after you've been spending some time in the Base Trade TV house.
Yep. I want to say hi to him. What's up?
Cyril's getting in now, and he's already in.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Thanks for the updates, dude. Appreciate it.
So, overall last night, it was solid just because, oh, yeah. I just, just friends and then going to a shitty club.
So what time did you end up going to bed?
Like 2:30.
That's not too bad. That's about when I was waking up.
Wow. Yeah. I had a pretty good sleep. I usually only sleep like 6 hours at events. Because then I just naturally wake up and I'm like, okay, I guess I gotta go. And then I feel like going back to sleep.
I spent last night, or this morning, because I had nothing better to do, editing my Twitter profile. So guys, I'm not ignoring something. I'm trying to actually get like an actual tweet out. Like, hey, we're live. Go retweet it. And I just changed my profile to like that picture that the dude sent me.
Yeah, I saw.
Man, I love that picture.
I thought about doing that, but I didn't want to.
Yo, by the way, I was like, that
Angle.
name looks so familiar. The art style has improved over 2 years or whatever. That's the guy who tweeted us that picture for Hell It's About Time as well.
Yeah, I recognized him.
I didn't. The name was like, you know him from chat, you recognize it here and there, but like I didn't recognize the art style because I went back to look at it. He's improved so much over 2 years. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he even has artwork, fan art from like 4 or 5 years
Who
ago.
the hell is... Who did you invite?
Caster A.
That's not Caster A.
What?
Oh, wait. Shoot. This is a caster, foreign language caster book. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he joined off of someone else, I think. Like, I didn't invite him.
I know. I was like, this is the tournament server. Who the hell has Real ID friends here? All right. Who else?
I mean, people tried to Real ID you. You just refused to accept their love.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, they've been the same thing for the past 3 days.
Oh, awkward. Let me just accept everybody I possibly can here.
I can't believe you didn't notice it.
I didn't know. I was too busy
I thought you were
casting
intentionally
the
just being like, no.
goddamn game. Invite me, Zombie Grub. Let me spectate. Well, Zombie Grub doesn't have the power to do that right now. Yo, Stajo. 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 How many times I gotta invite Caster A? I've invited like 100 times.
Look, I think Caster A is controlled by people, so it might take a while.
I'm pretty sure it's them and they're just giving the feed up. But okay. I think we got everybody that we need in here.
It's actually interesting. I wonder what exactly the production is like, because this is almost the exact same setup they had for the last large tournament. And I mean, it was really nice, and I assume that the production, when it works, has been going well. Yeah, it looks exactly the same.
Yeah,
Even
well,
have the laptop up.
What I think is really cool that they're doing is they've got the ability to look at the other games that are going on.
Well, that's what I mean, right? So like, but they actually like get Todd like into it. Like, I was wondering if Todd was Caster A, but it might be the admins. I don't know.
Oh, okay. But okay. I guess I don't know at this point. Hey, Stajo, do we just go whenever they're ready? Yeah. Oops, I meant to go not paste that. I need to paste this in the chat. Yo, guys, go retweet this. Let people know we're live. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
I got a really big pop right there.
Yeah? Bubble, 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 pop?
I've never made such a distinct pop.
All right, you know what? They didn't give us any usable overlay stuff, so I'm going to use our overlay stuff.
All right. So chat, there's a shop that's right there that I already bought the 2 Final Fantasy things for, and I thought about buying more.
Super
But should I? Should I, though?
I mean, when are you ever going to otherwise get the opportunity to?
I mean, it's very true. Like, some of that shit's, like, super rare. So maybe I really should just buy it. I have to ship it, though. And I'm worried it's going to make me to ship 2 things instead of just 1. It's already a bit pricey.
Actually, I got to talk to you about shipping something else, too, that wrist board. So I realized it's going to be cheaper to ship to you than to me.
Ah. Yeah, I guess the wristboard's pretty big as well. It won't exactly fit somewhere.
But yeah, actually, so for those who missed it yesterday, we're not going to be giving it away on stream today or anything. We'll be doing it through probably one of those Gleam links a little bit later on in the month. But we got a wrist board that we got everybody signed, or to sign, rather, which is awesome.
It's like gloom. Thank you, Panic Switched,
Hey, Stajo.
for the 34-month resub.
Whenever they're ready.
One of 2 streamers who I deem worthy of $24.99. Thank you.
What did we do? What?
Panic Switch gave us a tier 3 sub.
Oh, did he? Shit. Oh, he did. Panic Switch, 34 months. It says to subscribe, tier 3. You're welcome. You're like one of 2 streamers who I deem worthy of the $24.99.
He's better.
Well, to that I give you a sir.
Sir IDK.
Sir. This is not Sir IDK, but that would be a good. We need to make some crossover emotes with Nate. That'd be great, like a Sir Ace TC or Sir TC or something. Like I don't know. Anyways, apparently, whenever. Oops.
Yeah. The last time I shipped something, it was from California after BlizzCon, or during BlizzCon, basically. But like, I had to like get like because it was like a bag and the blanket and like a bunch of other stuff. But that like already was like pretty big, and it cost actually quite a bit of cash, quite a bit, cross country and huge parcels.
Yeah. Actually, hold up. I think we're good to go.
Hopefully, maybe Austin's a little bit cheaper than California.
Maybe. Well, it's closer at least, so it should be.
Right? That's
less
what I think.
distance.
I mean, I hope, but yeah.
All right. Well, we got the go ahead to get going, so let's get going. I'm going to move some stuff on the overlay here, obviously, guys. We're going to be getting into game here in just a moment. Shot Terminator and Panic Switch. Two sons of guns who can get past the banned word filter in chat. Right?
Lots of vampires. Bless you. No. You don't even say anything to a cough. You just made it awkward.
What's that? Are you supposed to say Robitussin or something? There's like that one they tried to force on.
Ricola.
Yeah, Ricola.
I mean, I've never said Robitussin.
No,
like
this
Pokemon.
I mean, it's every company tries to do their own thing, right?
Oh, you know, and some of them are very successful. Who calls a Kleenex a tissue?
Robitussin definitely sounds like a Pokemon, though.
It does. Well, so does Gleam. Like Gleam.
All right, well, best of 5. Sounded like Borat there. Best of 5.
Oh, you did, yeah.
I like this best of 5. We are getting into game number 1. It's a ZVZ, and this is, of course, the round of 16 for JMac Austin. Excuse me, back up. Nope, it's
Oh
WCS
my God,
Austin.
you're gonna be fired.
Getting in the bottom right, we have the player coming all the way from China. It's Tu Ming.
The bottom left. Alrighty then. It is the Red Zerg Cyril.
Now, Cyril's actually been highly regarded by a lot of the players at the event here. I know Jon Snow is one of many who talked about how they wish they could play like him or learn more from him. But he doesn't play in a lot of cups, and there aren't a lot of replays out there. They just see him high up on the ladder and then, like, the end.
Yeah.
So I know that he might not be probably the most favorite player through maybe statistics or casters or whatever, but he's pretty heavily favored by a lot of the players here.
Certainly not by statistics, but I think in this matchup he actually might have statistics on his side. The Chinese players aren't exactly like rolling in the online cups, although they do participate. Some of them do, anyways. But otherwise, I think their stats are probably pretty similar.
Well, what's interesting is
amount of stats, rather.
the Chinese players, I guess, how to phrase it, they're kind of gated to us. They actually have a server that's not even a click down option on the Battle.net launcher. Like,
yeah, pretty annoying.
But we've seen, for example, Cloudy showed us Chinese Protoss can be terrifying. Time may not have made it to the round of 16, but him defeating TY in the map contest and like an extended series too, like,
yeah,
Chinese players can bring it.
They certainly can. I mean, I was watching the game behind Snoot when he was playing versus Snoot, and there was like super long games as well, very entertaining games. And I mean, like, it totally can happen. But I think Cyril, especially just with how much, like, he has a lot of confidence. Did the interview yesterday. I don't remember what he said his worst matchup was, if it was EVZ or ZVT, just said his best is EVP. But he was talking about how he felt very confident. He doesn't really get phased very easily. He didn't look like he got phased very easily. And that he feels very confident because this is the first year he's going to be full-time. He's only been full-time for a month, though, and he already feels like he has improved like so much. He's going to do well in Austin, and it really has shown. Like, it went from like a couple of people saying like Cyril is really a good player and he's going to be doing great things soon, to like everyone saying pretty much like saying like, yeah, that's totally going to happen.
I think a big part of that is what we discussed before too, where kind of going through the steps of like underdog to underrated to being top dog soon, right?
Yeah. Thank you, Loco, for the host. A lot of viewers. Hello, everybody.
Oh, wow. Yeah, thank you very much, Loco. I hope you had a great stream, dude. And hello to all of Loco's viewers. I guess this works out for the Zerg fans out there, the ZVZ.
That's true.
Kind of cool micro out of Cyril, by the way. Has to cancel one of the banlings, which is unfortunate. But he saves the link to turn into Cocoon once again.
Yeah.
Oh, another cancel. I mean, I don't know if it's worth this, but it's so cool to see that I guess, precision nonetheless.
Yeah, seems like chat's backing me up here and saying that ZVZ was the one that he said was his worst, that he felt was the worst, but that doesn't always entirely reflect. And I still feel pretty good about Cyril versus Tu Ming. But it is, of course, it's Newkirk, and I feel like this always happens. Always the Ling scuffles around this third base if it does go on for a longer period of time.
Yo, but I got to give credit to Tu Ming here. He's doing a really good job focusing on the banlings without sacking too many Lings. He was able to catch Cyril without like him getting too far out of this. And now Cyril's actually down in supply quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think he was really banking on these banlings getting some big hits. And Tu Ming, who had no banling nest, this could have been so dangerous to take any of these engagements.
It really could have been. I mean, Cyril had a very, I think, aggressive opener, but it really has not done anything successfully. He's got to use his queens to help defend. He doesn't have as many Lings. One banling is about to morph in here. Nope, there are actually two more on the ramp. That looks good enough. This one's actually canceled. Kill it over here. I mean, if he doesn't save the third, that's actually really bad news. So he should be able to save the third, but these Lings gonna play Ringer on the Rosie, perhaps.
I mean,
just try to get disengage.
Another big part of this is like Cyril has not gotten more than like 1 to 2 Zerglings with each of these banlings so far. I mean, all it takes is like one good banling hit, obviously, to change everything. But Tu Ming's like precision and dedication to pick these off has been really impressive.
Yeah,
not getting the third though, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah, I mean, he still has the same, or almost close to the same amount of workers that is, and still an army supplied. And now he has banelings that he's going to continue being aggressive with, so 16 Lings on the way, 20 Lings on the way. He's really going to go for it.
Good banling hit out of Tu Ming.
Yeah, there's no banelings on the high ground, and that would have been actually deadly for Tude Ming. Unfortunately, Cero missed out the opportunity. He's going to lose a couple of drones here. Actually, not the worst baneling hit right there.
If he splits his legs, I love what he's doing there. He was trying to trail,
Wow.
leave 1 or 2 behind. Doesn't dodge that hit, though.
Yeah,
One
he
link.
needs that baneling alive.
Actually, that link should just ignore the baneling. Go pick off the drones that are all like
Yeah,
one
that
shot
are
from
really low.
dead.
Well, there's more lings at the third base, so Coursera was paying attention to that. He needs, I think, those like every baneling he has right now is pretty crucial because he's down to 2 or 3. He's making a couple more, but they're being chased once again. Tude Ming showcasing his pretty good micro, and then once again, like they're pretty even everywhere else. Tude Ming just has an army supply lead.
Yeah, and that's unless Cyril gets a baneling hit or two that just turns this around, it's gonna be really hard to close that gap. But this is so difficult to do, and Tude Ming keeps sniping off the banelings.
Yeah, it must be very annoying. I mean, again, like Cyril is holding though, and really all he has to do is hold. But eventually, someone is going to try and mix in those drones. And with Tude Ming being the more aggressive one, the one with a little more control here, that might be him to do the first thing.
Like, okay, I would never consider somebody like a sniper if they didn't have like a ranged unit, but Tude Ming is being precisely that. I feel so bad for Cero. He can't get any of these banelings to get those hits.
Yeah,
another sacrifice, 1 for 1.
He's really having trouble getting any good hits, so he really is just purely defending. But, I mean, eventually, something's going to have to even out here or just simply overwhelm. Like, if Cero is broken, he's probably broken for good. But if it evens out, Tude Ming might just find himself not with much benefit from all of this. Again, everything looking pretty even. But drones get into that main base. They're going to start taking down those drones.
The drones get into the main base.
Yeah, you say. Yeah, exactly. 7 drones go down. I think there's also still some scuffles in the third base. That is pretty significant. It was
nice
very
lead.
even up until that point.
Yeah, and the problem is Tude Ming's not letting up. This isn't like, okay, he got a bit of damage and he's satisfied droning himself. He's doing the smart thing. He's weaving in a couple of drones here and there, but he's still producing a hell of a lot of Zerglings, which it's not something Cero can easily keep up with.
Yeah, and Cero maybe not feeling too confident to try and be the aggressive one, even though their army supplies have evened up. It's just that he's been on the defensive for so long since his initial attack that did not work out, and he might be very hesitant to actually put on that pressure that let him drone a little bit safer.
What's crazy about this, though, is like for both players, despite how this game's gone so far, seriously, one baneling hit can change the course of this game. If Cero can get that hit, suddenly he's not down an army supply. But at the same time, Tude Ming gets the hit too, then Cero loses all his defenses. Almost runs face first into the baneling. Queen's on the front line, exposed to go with the transfuses. Baneling's now trying to walk in. Cero is just so desperate to clean up these lings.
Yeah, this has been super close so far. Those queens are probably going too far off of creep in the first place, but they are still alive to help out for later. These are not going to successfully turn into banelings. They shouldn't. Cero obviously had a ling on there, but he might have just missed that. No, he's going to send lings back. Keeping the banelings on the front line. Very smart right there. Ace actually had a couple that could turn into banelings on Tude Ming's side of the map.
Yeah, there's actually a small run by with those lings that did pick off a couple of drones too. Nothing too major, but he's going in once again. And this is something where if Cero was sneaking in banelings the way he was sneaking in lings, there could be a whole mineral line dead by now. But nice stacking, no drones dead this time. 4 lings go down.
Cero has been pretty low on gas. I mean, they've been actually very good on their gas intake, almost perfect for how perfectly they've been trading out their banelings. But again, like even just 1 or 2 banelings in the wrong place, offensive to defensive, and maybe that's where someone is broken. So I don't really blame him not turning those into banelings. Plus, a couple links into the main base might have been better, but it looks like 3 drones did go down somewhere for Tude Ming. And that does put Cero up 3 drones, the ebb and flow, I suppose, of ZVZ Ling Wars. But now it's 8.5 minutes in the game, and they both decide maybe it's time to end the Ling Wars and go into Roaches.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize how many Zerglings had died this game for both players.
Yeah, you look at this, and this actually tells a completely different tale from what the pressure looked like, and that Cero did end up taking the better trades. I mean, the actual resources loss is not that different, but still, it's surprising for how much he really looked like he was going to be on the ropes.
It's funny watching these banelings fly out. It's kind of like slow torpedoes, right? Like, all they need to do is get like the 1 mega hit. Nice pickoffs here once again, and Cero's a little bit dry on the banelings. He's got that 1.
Yeah. Dangerous to do. I mean, I don't think no one's scouted their roach warren. Oh, there you go.
Oh, this is going to be so sick. Cero's got the 1 baneling. This hits the drones. They get low. So right now, he's just one-tapping everything. It takes out the Zerglings on the way in. This buys him a little bit more time to get some more drones. Third base under attack, too. Queen's going to fall.
Oh, the baneling positions are working out super well for Cero now. Damn it.
You guys heard that sound. Okay, Zomgrub, watch this. I end tasked Skype. There's no way.
There's something in Windows that is giving you this, man. Like, that does not look like a Skype pop-up.
Yeah, this version of Windows they have on the computer is really stupid. I wonder if I could just, like, open it up manually.
It's just so insane because System Sounds is also muted. Right?
Yeah.
It really should be nothing.
You guys don't understand. Like, I made sure Zomgrub watched to, like, end tasked everything.
Stop it. Jesse, stop it!
Jesse, stop messaging us.
All right, Spine Crawlers are coming up as Serral did get the eyes on the Roach Horn. He also saw the Roaches on the way out and realized he didn't quite have enough of his own. But he bought enough time. I don't think he actually even needs the Spine Crawlers. He has Queen to transfuses. He has more Roaches on the way. He even started +1. Toothpick's really the one all-inning here. And I'm not really sure it's going to work. In fact, I'm pretty positive it's not going to work with the Queens and about 7 more Roaches on the way out.
Lingsman can take control of Tudaming's third while this goes on. Tudaming, like, I do like that he managed. Okay, you know what, guys? Hang on.
Same person.
Hang on. I got an idea. I'm gonna open Skype manually. I'm gonna see if I can just like sign out of it, maybe.
Why just put yourself on busy at least?
It should be by default. Yeah, it is. See? How do you sign out though?
What is this Skype version?
Sign out. There we go. Let's hope this solves all our stupid problems with this dumb Windows 10 whatever this is.
Never.
I wouldn't have even signed into Skype in the first place if we didn't need to grab some files from somebody. So this is just all kinds of like.
Yeah. All right, so Serral deflected that push, and that was, as I was talking about, pretty all-in. Toothpick not only sacrificed a lot of workers, or production of workers, I suppose, still, you know, he's down 18, but he also did not go for a layer or +1, so it's really,
well, this,
I mean, his only other option, I guess, is all-in again, so it's not going to work.
It's really interesting that this has gotten to this point, though. Like, you look at the units lost, you consider how the course of the game went, and Tudaming is somehow behind by a significant amount. I'm just sitting here, like, left a little bit, I guess, confused, but still amazed that Serral was able to make this work despite being under so much pressure for so long.
Yeah, I imagine that must have been pretty nerve-wracking, but now I think he's pretty damn confident he's going to win. Once all that Roach attack happened like that, I think you just know that it's going to all work out well. So 8 more Roaches on the way. He starts Roach speed +2. I mean, he had eyes on the Roach army, but he did lose the scouting overlord, so maybe he's a little. He should be a little more cautious about this move out. Lings are no joke,
Big
but that's a
surround
lot
is
of
huge.
Roaches.
Corrosive Bows are going to hit because the Lings hold all the Roaches in place. That surround was awesome. They're soaking a lot of hits, but there's not many Roaches for Tudaming. GG. Serral takes game number 1.
I mean, Serral also had that +1 missile weapons to help out versus those Lings, but it was a little scary to see him just get entirely surrounded.
So I love that.
contest.
I don't know if you sorry. What I was giggling at was everybody resubbing was blaming Jesse for the stream. Of course, we'll get caught up with resubs, but I think we have solved our Skype issue here. It took forever to sign out, but it finally did sign out. So, yay!
It's the whole Skype doesn't think that close means, you know, close the program.
You guys don't understand. I didn't just close Skype. I made her watch as like Control-Alt-Delete end task.
That's what I'm saying,
Skype.
right? Like when you hit close on most things, it's supposed to successfully exit out, but Skype is not that. Like, it minimizes because Skype is stupid. So for them, being, you know, being actually end task just means you want your notification still. I think it, you know, I see where they're going with that.
All right, well, I got to invite all the players here for game number 2. Give me a moment here while I get the setup, guys. Spectator.
Abyssal. Well,
Who was the? We had Indy, right? Yeah, Indy was another of the casters in here.
that ended up being a pretty convincing game for Serral, but only after the Ling Wars. That was.
Yeah, the first half of that game was without a doubt in my mind. Like, if we're doing like this game by points, I think Tudaming wins that game. Like,
Oh, like a boxer? Like
yeah,
like
like,
a draw,
like
and you're just like
6, 5. Like, Tudaming did a lot of really great things.
You know, boxing isn't like a scorecard when they hold it up, right?
Oh, I'm thinking of the Olympics,
Yeah,
actually, when they're doing like that. Yes,
Olympics.
excuse me, not boxing. What if it's boxing at the Olympics, Zombie Grub?
Oh my God, you're blowing my mind.
All right, let's see here. Some shout-outs to get caught up on that. We had Loco. Oh, Loco not only just hosted us, he gave us a resub. What a nice guy.
He's in.
Okay, let's see how many times I got to re-invite him. Tudaming, Serral. So, Tudaming, say I'm ready. It's all caps, whatever.
Aggressive.
Thank you, Loco, for the 4 months, man. Really appreciate it. Lupe, sub for 8 months to say Jesse. Zaros 12 for 3 months to say WTF, Jesse. Partoof hit us up with a 43-month resub. Thank you very much, sir. And then Alaris, Ali Rice, Annie.
All her rice.
Annie Rice ate all of her rice. Condoleezza Rice.
She's eating crepes right now, watching the stream.
Oh, is she? She's probably having a chill morning.
I know. She messaged me asking if I want to go get crepes, and I was like, bro, I'm casting.
You're like, dude, I'm feeling
Bro.
pretty crepey today.
Bro. I'm really not, though. I'm all right. I'm feeling pretty good. No, I'm not. If someone was choosing, I would have said Gouda.
Oh, we just got something real life.
No, they're not eating crepes anymore.
Okay, we are in game number 2, ladies and gentlemen. Spawning here in the top left side of the map. He is going to be the European representative, the red Zerg player, Serral.
In the bottom right, as the blue Zerg, it is Tudming.
Of course, Tudeming bringing that China hype. I will say that, like, again, I really want to go back. It's 1-0 for Serral, but that was not like a game that was so easily won by him. That was a game that had Ling Banling scuffle for like 5 minutes and still transition into Roaches. And I can't actually remember the last time that happened because all these games either end at the Ling Banling phase or they go straight to Roaches. Not a lot of players are even good enough to transition between the two comfortably.
Yeah, I mean, Newkirk always has that scuffle, but the fact that they committed for that scuffle for about 3 minutes was shocking that they were almost able to disengage evenly. But Tudeming, that Roach attack that he did, not going for the +1, not just playing the macro game out, probably regrets it, but he also made us figured he was losing out anyways because he was starting to lose drones, so a couple Ling attacks, and of course that one Baneling attack on the ramp was really brutal. Serral just using positioning to his advantage when the right time came, pretty much. I mean, I thought he was going to be a little too defensive after being defensive for so long, but when he actually moved out again, he had a lot of success, basically. We have hatcheries coming down for both players around the same time, in fact. I think Gas Geyser was earlier for Tudeming, though. Yeah, it definitely was. So he's going to have speed 100 gas faster than Serral's. So that's going to be quite timely. I'm not sure how much that actually translates to time-wise. Like 30 seconds, 45 seconds? Like it's the point is that might be substantial enough that if Serral has Lings out on the map, or has to reduce Lings because Tudeming is going to be aggressive, then he will be surrounded easier and just, he won't be able to escape. And if Tudeming is going to be really aggressive, actually just build a lot of Lings, then Serral might have some difficulty and have to be very defensive once again. But he did actually really well. ZVZ is a lot about understanding when you can drone, when you can transfer over into those Roaches, when you can be aggressive yourself. And Serral, well, it looked like he was on the ropes for such a long time, obviously had some understanding of the ebb and flow of ZVZ. So looks like it is like maybe a 30-second ahead in that medlock boost. I couldn't tell though because I can't mouse over it and see the time, so whatever.
Yeah, and shout out to Sniper. She was actually using the mouse for the last few minutes, guys, to clean my glasses. How much does this mouse suck, by the way?
Oh yeah, I mean I had to use it when I was like cast with Zeph, right? And it was just weird to have to be looking somewhere else. To the right.
I don't know if I'm allowed to sell out, so I'm not going to, but I will say this mouse is not quite up to par with the one I have at home.
Yeah, it's
Lings are going to be able to get a couple of hits here and there, but this is nothing really too major. Like, there's nothing game-defining about this little scuffle. But the follow-up now with all these extra Lings coming is where it gets scary. Because Serral, he'll have the advantage of Queens, and Queens are great. He's actually going to realize just how bad this gets. That Overlord on the other side of the map sees this coming, so pulls the drones from the natural. Queens at the ramp.
Pretty perfect.
His fight is at the ready, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the Overlord got to see, I think, the Speedlings run out. It's maybe a little bit too far forward now, but the point is he knew how much this was going to be committed to. He doesn't know how much more it's going to be committed to, and there are 20 more Lings, so he's got to take this seriously.
He's going to pull some drones to Mineral Walk through. He knows he needs a little bit of extra buffer.
That was a pretty beautiful Mineral Walk, in fact. Like, pretty perfectly hold position after they buffered for the Queens. Now, if he loses the hatchery, that would be successful damage by Tubing, but finally Serral's speed also kicks in. He's going to save the Queens. They have transfuses?
1 second.
1 second. There we go.
It's hard to tell, I know, but...
He gets him. He gets him.
Okay, well, the Queens still might have lived, but the problem is that now it's up to the Banelings, because these two Queens will not clean up all these Lings.
That is a problem for Tudeming now. I don't believe Tudeming got a Baneling nest. No, I did not. Once again. So, I mean, he held so long last game without one.
But there's like an asterisk on this for me, because he was so good at sniping them off. He was so good at picking them off. This might not be a problem for him.
Well, that's exactly what I mean. Last game, he had a fine hold against the earlier Banelings of the last game. And while these are earlier Banelings, they're not quite the aggressive Banelings that Serral started the Newkirk game off with, and then had to defend for the next 3 or 4 minutes. So he can hold on, but Serral will have a substantial lead here if he just leaves a couple home.
Well, what I like's happened actually behind this, Tudeming recognizing, like, okay, he can't catch up with the Banelings. He just started droning a lot, like a lot. He's going to play catch up through that. And Serral might be able to start walking across the map with some of these Banelings, but like, it's the open areas. That's where Tudemings have no problem sniping them off, just like what we saw last time.
Yeah, well, one of the problems, though, of Abyssal was that open areas, there's this brush that gives, high ground, low ground, and there's not enough Overlords quite yet to cover all the pathways, so you might be able to sneak Lings or Banelings around.
I think he does have Overlords on everyone.
On every path? No, he's the one in the middle. Like, there's left and right.
I mean, on the brushes, sorry.
Yeah, but there's left and right that they go to, and Serral's starting to move that out, but Tudeming misses an Overlord to the very far right, which is where these Lings get on top of the drone. Serral did leave Banelings behind as well, so even if Tudeming had successfully gotten around without being scouted, it wouldn't really have worked out, and Serral did have really good scouting.
I mean, there's no doubt the Serral's in a pretty comfortable spot right now, but this only lasts for so long as they start moving out towards Roaches. And the thing is, when Tudeming's Baneling Nest comes down late, we'll see if he identifies quickly that he needs to get his Roach Horn going.
Did he get one?
I thought he did. Didn't he just see it?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I missed that one. So, I mean, it's funny, though, because...
Uh-oh.
Caster Indy.
Indy. All right, well, we'll give that a second. Thank you, Wraith, by the way, for the Twitch Prime sub.
Yeah.
Didn't hear that come until just now. And again, I'm just gonna pander a little bit. Thank you very much, all Locos viewers, for sticking with us. It's kind of cool. It's always nice to get a host. You know the number's gonna fall off, but we stuck at about 1,000. That's not bad.
Yep.
So shout out to all the Locos viewers.
Yeah.
But for those who don't know how this works, I guess we're not actually on regular StarCraft servers. We're on this sort of tournament realm they've set up. So I'm wondering how that's gonna interact with folks who aren't here at the venue, because it's hosted here.
I mean,
so it might just be even worse depending on which part of the region of the world you're from.
Plus, if their computer breaks, it's the same result, right? So you don't know
I guess, yeah, if this was like him straight up crashing.
Yeah, you don't know if he crashed or what, but he's definitely going to be gone with this little time left. So that kind of sucks. It probably could have been at a worse time, as there have been Ling scuffles, so at least they held on for this long, where really everything has been taken care of. The third base comes down for Tudeming. Serral's Lings are cleaned up. So I was going to talk about, though, we have to drop him.
Drop it like it's hot.
Yeah. So he got the Baneling Nest, but it's funny because this is kind of that point in time and where like you both kind of agree not to continue on with Ling. Serral did not really get aggressive, although he is bothering to now with what limited amount he has. But Tudeming can see with the rest of his overlords that there's no more follow-up Ling, so he doesn't really have to worry.
Well, hopefully that that little pause didn't put a break in the tension here, because right now Tudeming's unfortunately hopping on these Banelings in a bad way. Does take two of them out. If you get that last one, they can start running in with the Lings and cleaning this up. He doesn't want to lose that third, but he doesn't have that many Lings left.
Yeah, okay, easy what to say. I was going to say, like, it would be very surprising and really good for Serral to be able to cut that third down, considering that, well, I mean, his advantage definitely was Banelings, and that's definitely important, but he didn't have that many Lings. And he wasn't reinforcing either. He was continuing on to +1 layer, which is ahead of Tudeming. Now, Tudeming has more drones, and he's making more drones too, so he might have that little bit of a burst with the third base finishing up. But Serral has had one, I think, long enough to benefit from it. He's getting 7 drones now, so he's ahead in other departments, which is upgrades.
Yeah. Well, big shouts to PGP. Apparently we missed his sub yesterday. He felt sad about it. So, it's me, PGP.
Thank you.
Pretty generous person. No?
What? I don't know.
I'm guessing.
Oh, okay. Sure.
All right, let's go work away the rocks. So they are both moving on to Roaches again, so we do have that transition coming into it. And I guess if this was like I would say like a 10 worker deficit, we would see a huge difference in that Roach number, but Tech's a little bit off time, but it's still coming. Roach numbers are going to be about similar, and no one's going to be able to sprint across the map, even if you got that speed. So thing is, Defender's Advantage is going to kick in for one of the players. And I don't know if that's better or worse, because over the last few months, we've seen a lot of fluctuations on, like, actually ZVZ starting to favor some of the aggressors.
So Serral gets a bit faster of a +1 than I would think we would usually see. I want to say that they stay on one evolution chamber for a while, get to that +2, and then maybe around halfway +2, that's when they get the second evolution chamber. But the point is, Serral is going to have 1-1. A lot faster than maybe Tudeming would expect, but also just faster, obviously, than Tudeming. So.
Oh, it's a nice little surround. He's got to pull a couple drones, make sure the Roaches don't die. That's awkward.
Oh, nice micro.
That was great.
Nice.
I don't know. I want to know what the game mechanics are. Like, we know how auto turrets work, high priority.
Yeah.
Ravager Cocoons are almost like the opposite. They're like the lowest priority.
They reset to 0, and they have the super low priority.
Yeah, they just drop all threat whatsoever.
But I really like that micro trick, though. I really like
that.
Cool I don't mind.
It's cool to see, yeah.
Ravens being first priority in your hotkey, that I do mind.
that's another can of worms. It's a Pandora's box we don't want to open.
Anyway, so this game, it's actually Tudeming's army versus Serral's technology and upgrades, right? So we might have 1-1 by the time this attack happens. That would be good because he's down about 20 army supply. But +2 definitely won't be. And, well, I think Serral also has Ravagers when Tudeming doesn't. And I want to say that gives him enough of an advantage if he could buy time for +1 Caribous. I think this would be no contest. And Tudeming's not going to engage. You know, I think the lack of Ravagers made him a little like hesitant anyways, but also just Defender's Advantage, thinking about that too, probably thinking he couldn't get something in there, and that might be a problem. I don't know what he's producing right now. So it's 44 Roaches to 33, definitely has that army supply advantage, but yeah, he hasn't gone to an infestation pit as far as we've seen, whereas Serral already has. He contaminates the +2, which is pretty darn cool, so now he definitely will have Well, I mean, he'll have an even further upgrade lead. His 1-1 finished, and he's getting +2. It's about 74% done now. He's getting Infestors as well. I mean, Toothping might have the supply. Nope,
Well,
not even anymore. He doesn't even have the supply anymore. But I was going to say, Sarah also has the technology.
Yeah, this is where I think Serral's Infestors is going to be really great. Not only does he have the Ravagers, that's whatever, because honestly, like, you could brute force Ravagers down. It's the Infestors that are going to hold those units in place, letting him hit those Crucibles, letting his Roaches to pick and segment off some of Tuna Mings. That's where I like this game. But right now, this fight comes into fight, and this is actually going to favor Tuna Ming, I think, a little bit if he can dodge enough of the Crucibles, because numbers of Roaches start off in his favor. Corpses flying everywhere. This is actually looks majestic. I'm just going to be honest.
I mean, it's majestic, but Serral is winning pretty hard here. His Ravagers are still being protected by a lot of Roaches. He's actually even targeting a couple of the Ravagers down of Tood Ming, and Tood Ming just drops in supply. GG.
All right, Serral takes a very nice 2-0 lead in this best of 5.
Yeah. That one was a lot more like the first game. Again, there was definitely points where one is better than the other. The aggression from Tood Ming was really scary, and then Serral was able to bring it back with smart play. This game kind of felt like all Serral, really. Like, Tood Ming had even faster aggression, but not as sustaining of aggression, I guess.
Yeah.
And that queen block with the drones, with the lings, was just super smart. And from then on, I guess Tood Ming felt like he was once again a little bit behind, so he was the one that committed so hard to just growing an army and then not being able to actually win the game with it.
Well, guys, we're going to hit up a quick ad break. Hopefully this won't take too long, and we'll see you for Game 3, which might be the deciding game.
Yeah.
When we get back. Thanks for watching. And before things break as I do this. All right, folks, we're back. Sorry, we just had to sort out a couple things, and looks like everyone was ready, so we're going to hop into it. Looks like I timed that out by 10 seconds too soon.
Yeah.
Darn it. So
many people didn't hear that.
I know. Now I got to say welcome back. No, Anyways, if you guys are just joining us on the cast, if you're just waking up to WCS this morning, it is WCS Austin 2017. We do actually have, no drones being made by this guy. He's up 2-0 in this best of 5. Looking to close it out hard here in Game 3. In the top left, we got Serral.
In the bottom right, as the red Zerg, he is Tood Ming.
Part of me was a little bit worried. I'm like, is he going for the early pull or is he AFK? I mean, he did just type ready. Like,
yeah, it's always a suspicion. Yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, I feel the habit is so strong to instantly make a drone that I feel like more often than not we'd use the drone cancel into the 12 pull.
It's built first, and then it's like that indecisive. No, cancel. Let's do the 12 pull instead. This is kind of cool and also maybe bad though for Serral because I feel Tood Ming's strengths in all these games lie in the Lings. And he's really good at using like the early game units. It's like maybe the question mark of the Roaches that make you go like, is that worth it?
Yeah, well, that is true. This might be because Serral figured out that Tood Ming went for a hatchery gas pool last game, and is figuring he did the same thing. Because I don't recall if that's what he did the Newkirk game, to be honest, but he definitely did that last game. And that's going to be one of the worst builds you can have against an early pool, and it's exactly what Tood Ming is doing. He didn't make extra drones, though, before he made the pool, so it's, like, not the worst.
No, but it's still hatch gas pool. Like, it doesn't get worse than that in terms of, like, your build trying to deal with this early pool. And I mean, it's slow Lings. Granted, I think with really excellent micro, you can buy maybe enough time to make this not so devastating. But at the end of the day, like this should be Serral at least killing the hatchery if he can't get the drone kills in the main.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. And Serral did go for the gasless version of the early pool, so that's really what he's going to be looking for. It would take a pretty extreme situation for Tood Ming to just tap out instantly, because there's not going to be that Baneling hit that is like, of course you would tap out after you lose 10 drones. There will just be a slow grind on his hatchery, which he could try and save with a pull on the drones. And the Queen does, or the Lings rather, do pop in time to try that, but it might not be really worth it. He hasn't really determined if it's going to be the all-in version or not.
I just realized how much of a role reversal this is, too. Chat's bringing it up. But, like, yeah, Serral was the one who was on the defense for Game 1 and Game 2.
Yeah, I really like Serral bringing this build out here versus someone he just, he got kind of the knowledge of the builds for.
He'll pull off of this,
and
too.
I think Tood Ming, I think this is it was probably the right move.
Why? Oh, no, why? There's no reason to fight his Broodlings whatsoever.
Yeah, there's really not. Tood Ming made the right move to let that hatchery go. I mean, if he had gone for a pool gas, maybe his Lings are just in time to pull the drones, but even then it would have been really low.
I like that he canceled the spine, too. He needs that money to help make up for the hatchery.
Well, yeah. I think once he determined that it wasn't going to be a Ling follow-up or a Baneling follow-up, then he went ahead and did it. So Serral is going to get Banelings now, because that is going to be the faster option to defense.
Right, but this gets a little bit weird, because there's no speed for Serral, so Tudaming's going to have that over him, and I think maneuvering around slow Lings can pick off the Banelings pretty easily.
That's why I like what Tudaming's doing as well, I guess. If he's going to go for that third base, yeah, he had 300 minerals, now they're gone. So that speed should give you so much control, and you could be aggressive with it, but if you can't get any aggression, if you can't stop them from droning because the Banelings are too good, then you're just, you're still stuck behind. But taking advantage in the economic way with getting a third base already and then still being a little aggressive, sure, why not? I think is a much smarter move.
Well, maybe this is going to be a series that just favors the defender every single time. I don't know. I like Tudaming's position, but he's a little bit behind the workers, and if that stays like that for too long, it gets really bad.
Yeah. Well, it's really this case of, like, sure, this is the right move now, but this doesn't mean, like, he's, like, one-upped Serral and, like, I have the master plan. Like, Serral's still pretty happy the fact that he got that hatchery kill. Yeah. And he's not, like, skipping speed. He is not going straight to roaches. He's going to have his own Ling Baneling, and he could actually punish Tudaming's third base still when his speed finishes.
I feel like we've gone back to Heart of the Swarm here, because look at this. We got Carapace coming out to deal with the Baneling hits. Yeah. Speed favoring Tudaming. He wasn't able to take advantage of. Serral's speed will be finishing up before I think any real big fight comes into play. But that +1 Carapace, man, I cannot recall the last time we saw that be a determining factor in one of these fights, but it might just be for this game.
Yeah. Serral has, like, what, 20 seconds left on his metabolic boost, and if he decides to be aggressive, that's when Carapace, really shines in the Ling Wars, and it might just be the crucial upgrade. But Serral might not be aggressive. I mean, he actually throws in a Roach Roar, and he threw down his hatchery a while ago. I mean, he knew he had more drones, I think, from the openers. So the fact that his third base is a little bit later doesn't really matter, especially because Tudaming's not really using it. He's using it as a larva factory, which is still important. You need only 3 bases. Larva, is pretty important for Ling Wars. But the point is, Serral is on his way to Roaches already, and I think he's going to defend his third. Yeah, I think so.
Should be able to.
But that's 30 more Lings on the way, so he might not be able to defend it soon, like in the future.
Well, there's actually not too bad scuffles here for Serral on Tudaming's side of the map. Keep in mind, Tudaming doesn't really have Baneling's easy access, pick these off, but that Carapace is closing in on finishing up soon.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty brutal. I don't think Serral knows this is the plan either. I don't think he's got back to the back of the natural.
Yo, that was like a manual detonation that got juked out hard by Tudaming. That was so sick.
Yeah. He still doesn't know about the Carapace, but he's seen so many Lings made that you still know they're going to be aggressive.
Actually, I just realized I think Serral's been doing a lot of manual detonations this whole series.
Maybe. Well, he's building Banelings back at home, but he's going to need about, twice as many with that +1 Carapace finishing up. And now, I don't know if he's clicked on the Lings quite yet, but hopefully he will soon as he watches them run around and he'll realize what's up. This also makes them, of course, slightly better against the Roaches as well, so Serral's got to be careful with how he positions these Roaches, hopefully in the mineral lines, to things get desperate.
These baits are great because he soaks the hit, lives with the Lings, almost gets another with the same set of Lings. This is, I guess the Carapace isn't going to be so influential versus the Roaches. It is mostly the Lings versus the Lings where we're going to see that come into effect. But
and
if enough of these live and he gets to surround the Roaches, those Roaches will go down. Banelings are going to trade for Banelings a little bit awkward. That Carapace coming into play, keeping a lot of these Circlings alive, and the Roaches are starting to fall.
Nice micro once again on the Ravagers. They've been buying a little bit of time here. If they actually end up morphing, that's fantastic as well. They do not. Baneling takes them out.
This is getting a little bit tight, though, because he's not got enough Lings to keep this up, and the Banelings, they can't walk in. He knows it. He wants to walk those by, but the Roaches will focus him down.
Yeah, it looks like Serral just barely holds, a lot with the help of those Roaches. Just barely enough covering each other's backs. He knows that there's more Lings on the way as well, so he's got to continue producing army, but it looks like he's just about got it. I mean, he's up 13 workers. All he has to do is defend.
Yeah. I think at this point, Serral, no big mistakes get made, and it's hard to make said mistakes with Roaches. Like, Lings you can accidentally walk into a Baneling and throw the game with. Not so easy to do with Roaches. But the +1 melee starts up for Tudaming, and look like he's going to stay on Lings. And if you guys haven't seen it, like, +1 melee Lings actually chew through Roaches. It makes them look effective almost.
Yeah, but I think if Serral realized that was the case and all he sees is still Lings being produced, so he might figure, okay, you're going to continue upgrading them. I think all he really has to do, besides just get more Roaches, I mean, that's you could just go with that plan, right? But I was going to say, it's just get as many Banelings, really, as they do. Because, like, enough Banelings still kill Lings, you know what I mean? Like, sure, it takes one extra shot with the Carapace, but...
Yeah, 2 will take out a cluster still.
If you've been on 44 drones for the last 2 minutes, you're going to have enough money and hopefully enough gas as well to also get your own good number of Banelings. Just, hopefully the detonations go in your favor when it comes to the Baneling versus Baneling Wars.
Well, Roaches are going to get hit from behind. Big surround out of Tudaming. He doesn't have that +1 melee, but he's got a lot of lings. These Roaches are low from the earlier engagement, but it's not going to be enough. Tudaming's falling a little bit short. This might just be the end of Tudaming.
Yeah. It's such a hard position, I think. Like that was nowhere near +1 melee being finished, but had he waited for +1 melee, there's no way he's going to do any damage either.
All right, GG. Cyril takes the series with a very clean 3-0. I'm sure he's very happy about that performance today here at the round of 16. I know we got a lot of requests, actually, if we could do more player interviews, so maybe we'll try and grab Cyril on if we can. I'm not sure if we'll be able to. We'll have to ask the admins and stuff, guys, because today's a little bit different than yesterday, but I hope you enjoyed the series. I'm not sure when the next one starts. I think it's Major versus Iasanu. I think that can start ASAP.
Yeah, well, we just got the map order. That was pretty quick.
So we'll see what we can get into, guys. Stick around. We'll be back in a couple minutes. I'll see you soon.